A lot of times people talk about investing for equity or net worth or cash flow. And I completely understand that because you do kind of have to have a goal and you know what you're aiming for. But I'd like to propose an alternative. And it's not investing for either just growing your net worth or just cash flow. And it's really hard to do both at the same time. So I talk to new investors every day. I say, what are you more interested in? Are you interested in cash flow or are you interested in growing your net worth? Well, I want both. Well, it's challenging to do both well, but you can do one at a time and do very well. So what I mean by that is maybe you start out focusing on growing your net worth or growing your nest egg through growing equity in real estate properties, and then you 1031 into better cash flowing properties. So how you could do this, really simply, let's say you buy a first house hack, a duplex house hack, you buy another, and then you save up a little money, you're able to buy an investment property. You do that a few times in an area that's appreciating relatively quickly, like Austin, where you can also add value through renovations. So you find a couple duplexes, you fix them up, make them nicer. Over a 5-10 year period of time, those are worth a lot more money. So then at that point in time, when they're worth a lot more money, and of course you're always working to grow and continue to build your portfolio over time, you might get to a point where you say, okay, I've got all this equity, I've grown my net worth a lot, but my passive income or my cash flow isn't that great. Then you can do a 1031 and take all that equity and put it into a property, maybe a bigger property, let's say a small apartment building, that cash flows better, that you probably wouldn't have been able to get in the beginning because you didn't have that equity or that money for the down payment. So I think that it's easier to do that. That's what's worked very well for me, is building equity in residential property. And then when you're ready, doing a 1031 into something that cash flows better. Like I said, maybe a small commercial property. And that way you can get both, you just can get one at a time. And it's a lot easier to do it that way. I'm not saying you can't get both at the same time, it's just really difficult. And if you do one at a time with a systematic plan, you end up in a much better spot.